Everyone's talking about Yamal, Raphinha, or Lewandowski. But the real secret to Barcelona's future isn't who you think. At 22, Pedri isn't almost like Iniesta. He's already doing things Iniesta never even dreamed of. His shoulders loose, his eyes constantly scanning the field, as if he's been a professional for 15 years. This isn't just talent, it's a frightening kind of calm. Before the Golden Boy Award, before the ovations at Camp Nou, there was just a kid on a small volcanic island, 1,000 miles away from Catalonia. While Gavi grew up at La Masia, absorbing Barca's philosophy from the age of 11, Pedri was just that kid from the Canaries. Not a prodigy, not a star of any academy, just a boy playing for Las Palmas, a club Europe barely noticed. Iniesta was shaped by the system. Pedri came from the street, but when he got the ball, open body, eyes up, you could feel it. He had the same DNA. A few weeks after joining Barcelona, Koeman threw him straight into the starting lineup. 17 years old, a club in crisis, enormous pressure. And instead of hiding, he made the ball his shield. Every pass calm, every decision clean. It didn't look like a debut. It looked like déjà vu, as if Iniesta had quietly returned in a new body. Try pressing him, and you'll understand what defenders once feared about Iniesta. The ball sticks to his boots. Double pressure doesn't work. He escapes with a turn of the hips, a feint, a shift of balance. He doesn't break pressing with power. He dismantles it with geometry. When defenders dive in, the ball is already 2 moves ahead. At 18, he became the youngest player ever to start in a knockout game at the European Championship. He carried Spain's midfield through extra times and entire tournaments. Luis Enrique didn't see a kid. He built the system around him. Pedri responded with 76 progressive carries, the best number in the competition. He made the team of the tournament and was named Best Young Player of Euro 2020. A few months later, he won the Golden Boy 2021 ahead of Bellingham and Musiala, not just winning, but tripling Bellingham's score with 318 points. By 20, Pedri had already played over 100 matches for Barcelona in Spain. In La Liga 2022-23, he averaged 7.4 progressive passes per game. For comparison, Iniesta's peak in 2008-2009 was around 6.8. Pedri ranks among the top 5 midfielders in Europe in total distance. His passes move the ball forward. The Champions League tells the same story. In his first 20 matches, 2.5 key passes and over 6 progressive carries per game. Numbers Iniesta didn't reach until his late 20s. Against Napoli in 2022, 57 accurate passes, 4 chances created. Those aren't youth stats, those are elite stats. And when pressure peaks, like in El Clásico at the Bernabeu, he posted 96% pass accuracy and delivered the winning assist, outshining even Modric and Kroos in influence. But the scariest part? Consistency. Analysts track negative influence games, matches where a midfielder's pass accuracy drops below 80%. Guess how many Pedri had all season? 0. Not 1. Even Iniesta had 2 or 3 such games in his prime. This isn't potential anymore. It's production. It's elite. The phrase tactical genius is often overused. But watch Pedri for 90 minutes, and you realize it's not hyperbole. He doesn't play for highlights or viral clips. He builds a symphony of decisions, hundreds of small ones, each made a split second before anyone else even sees the problem. Defensively, he's just as intelligent. He doesn't always sprint, he reads. Angles, timing, interceptions, it's all part of his DNA. He might cover less ground, but he occupies the right spaces. That too is leadership. He's young, yet teammates already mention how he organizes pressing, how he calmly calls for the ball when chaos erupts. In high-stress matches, El Clásico, Champions League knockouts, Pedri dictates tempo and space to the point even veterans respect his rhythm. That level of football IQ is rare. And now that you know all this, one question remains. If Pedri is this good, why don't we hear more about him? The answer lies in timing and perception. Spotlights at Camp Nou have long drifted elsewhere. First to Gavi, the street fighter, then to Lamine Yamal, the record-breaking prodigy. In a world obsessed with highlights, Gavi's tackles and Yamal's tricks are easier to sell than the quiet mastery of a metronome. Pedri doesn't score hat tricks or hit from 30 meters. He shifts the entire geometry of the field with a 5-yard pass. Analytics see it. With Pedri on the pitch, Barca create 0.18 xG per minute. Without him, only 0.11. But to casual fans, it just looks like another safe pass. The magic isn't in one moment, it's in the chain of them. Pedri doesn't help the hype either. He barely uses social media, rarely gives interviews, lives quietly in the suburbs of Barcelona. Forbes ranked footballers by online engagement. Pedri didn't even make the top 50, despite 6 million followers. As Premier League stars post every flick, the visibility gap grows. Add the post-Messi, post-Ronaldo decline of La Liga, and global attention shifts elsewhere. Pedri might dominate El Clasico, but a random Arsenal brace will still pull more views worldwide. Then the injuries. In 2022, he played only 26 games. In 2023 to 24, just 19. Without him, Barca earned 0.4, 2 fewer points per game. His long diagonals stretch defenses. His vision cuts through lines under pressure. He passes where most players don't even look. Predicting greatness in football is dangerous. Injuries, transfers, tactics, chaos. A single season can derail everything. But with Pedri, it feels different. Not like prediction, like inevitability. Inside Barcelona's dressing room, they already see him as a future captain. Teammates tell stories of how he demands the ball in tough moments, repositions defenders mid-match, and carries himself like a veteran. When Busquets passed down the armband in friendlies, Pedri was among the first young players to wear it. Leadership isn't waiting for him at the end. It's already here. Awards are just a matter of time. Ballon d'Or voters love stats, but they love stories even more, and Pedri has both. If Barcelona return to the top of Europe in the next 3 years, he'll be at the center of it. And the Ballon d'Or always finds the conductor who leads the orchestra. Pedri is the pillar we're building around, said Barca's sporting director. His release clause, over €1 billion. Numbers like that are reserved for players who simply aren't for sale. Crises may force Barca to sell anyone, but not Pedri. The same brilliance that once conquered Europe now lives on in a new body. Pedri doesn't just inherit Iniesta's legacy, he elevates it. The greatest Barcelona midfielder might not belong to the past. He's playing right now, in the body of a 22-year-old kid with a child's smile and a radar in his feet. The world just hasn't realized it yet.